Hello, everyone. I'm Katie Selby, and I really appreciate this opportunity to talk with you today. I was diagnosed with a language impairment when I was 3 years old. When I was 3 years old, I would point and gesture to get my needs met instead of talking. I did not start talking until I was 4 years old. I talked in 5 to 6 word utterances. My communication and stuttering were easily understood by my parents and other people who knew me well. People who did not know me had to listen closely to understand what I was saying. When I was 5 years old, I said my first full sentence. Ever since I was a kid, it takes me time to come up with the right words to communicate with others. When I started kindergarten, I was diagnosed with learning disabilities. My learning disabilities are in reading comprehension, written expression, and math. It takes me time to understand what I am reading. I sometimes need clarification. Or as I'm reading a book, I take time to understand. I sometimes have my phone near me in case I need to look up a definition. With my written expression, it takes me time to come up with the right words to form sentences. With my math disability, I need lots of support with understanding math concepts, especially algebra. I am the only person in my immediate or extended family that lives with a disability, and my parents have told me that they do not know the reasons for my disability. I participated in the special education system from 3 years of age through high school. In high school, I was told by a guidance counselor that I should get a job working as a child care provider instead of going to college. I had other people tell me the same thing. Deep down, I knew that I disagreed with them and I wasn't going to listen to anyone who tried to deter me from pursuing my dream. I applied and was accepted at a local college, and I never gave up until I graduated from Maryville University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Rehabilitation Services Independent Living. When I was in elementary school and middle school, I typically waited for my teachers to notice my facial expressions when I did not understand something. I was afraid to ask for help when I did not understand. I felt that asking for clarification would not help me. I really did not learn self-advocacy skills until I was in high school. My teachers noticed when I did not understand something, but they waited for me to ask for clarification. During my junior year of high school, I was in 3 class within classes, which means that a general education teacher, as well as a special education teacher, were in the same class. The special education teacher co-taught with the general education teacher to support students. In those classes, I learned how to be an advocate for myself. I had a speech and language teacher who I built great rapport with, and she taught me the skills I needed to speak up for myself. She taught me to ask my general education teacher for clarification first, instead of always going to her. After going to the teacher, if I did not understand, then I would only go to my special education teacher later on to get clarification. In my junior year of high school, I was in a resource room study hall to get support with my classes. I was in that study hall for a few weeks. I then realized I was not receiving the support I needed. I had a great rapport with the special speech and language teacher that taught 2 of my class within classes. I felt like she understood my way of learning and how to explain my high school courses and assignments to me. She knew my learning style well. She taught me how to utilize my learning style while completing assignments and studying for tests. I felt that I would do better in her study hall, so for the first time, I spoke up and advocated for myself. I asked to be switched to the study hall class that was best for me. I maintained the advocacy skills I learned my junior year of high school, and I continued to use those skills to get me through my senior year. I asked my general education teachers more questions when I did not understand something. I also utilized my advocacy skills when I was in the process of transitioning from high school to college. I spoke up for myself when meeting with the Disability Services Office to make sure that I would receive the accommodations needed. I am thankful that my high school special education teachers brought me out of my shell so that I could be an advocate for myself. All of the advocacy skills I learned in high school helped me get through college, and without them, I would not be where I am today. When I attended the local community college, I received disability support services through their office. I had 2 counselors who listened to me, but I felt like I needed more than that. I decided to advocate for myself, and that was when I finally found the counselor who understood me and guided me in the direction I wanted to go. She continued to support me even when I went to Maryville University. She was more than a counselor to me, she became my mentor. My college career began the summer of 1999. I took 1 course to help me transition. Then in the fall semester, I took 3 classes. I decided to take college courses to receive an associate degree in early childhood education. After I completed those classes, I decided I was not finished with my college career just yet. I then took classes that would transfer to a 4-year university. It took me 4 years to complete the classes I needed to transfer because they were my hardest. I took them 1 to 2 classes at a time. I worked on being assertive and asked family members, friends, and tutors at my local community college for support. All of the hard work paid off. Now I needed to find a university that was a good fit for me. I toured Bonbon University first, and then I decided on Maryville University. I was looking forward to enrolling there, but first I had to get around another roadblock. Before transferring to Maryville University, I looked into getting support from vocational rehabilitation services to help with the next stage of my college education. I scheduled an appointment with a counselor, and when I got there, she asked me why I wanted to go to Maryville. She responded by advising me to get a job and denied me services. She was basically telling me to give up on my goals in education. As she was telling me all of this, I started to cry. I was so upset that someone was deterring me from my dream and telling me to give up on myself. I was not ready to give up. After the appointment was over, I went straight to her supervisor and advocated for myself once again. The supervisor took over and became my vocational rehabilitation counselor. I was so happy that she was willing to support my goals. I was so excited the day I went to enroll at Maryville University. My first year there, I utilized their disability services office. I then decided that my professors would be able to support me more. I met with my professors in my degree-related classes weekly. If I did not understand something in class, I would schedule appointments with them to obtain clarification. I would also go over each writing assignment with my professors. I felt that I got more out of the time that I spent in my one-on-one sessions with my professors than the time I spent with the Maryville Disability Service Counselor. I also received support from the mother of one of my best friends, Mrs. Schubert, spent so much time supporting me in college courses, starting at the local community college through Maryville University. I am so thankful for all of her help and support. I do not know what I would have done without her. After college life, I decided to support individuals with disabilities in the school setting, as well as the home setting. In my work as an ABA paraprofessional and a respite provider, I support my students with their goals and help them become as independent as they can be. I encourage them to utilize the support of their friends and develop relationships with people who understand them. About 4 years ago, I wrote a blog article for The Mighty to share my story titled, "The Life of a Person with a Learning Disability who supposedly wasn't college material. Since then, I've shared my story with several agencies and learning disability pages on social media. I realize that every time I share my story, it helps other people with disabilities think about setting some goals for themselves. I think about how other people inspire me to begin setting goals for myself. I come from a unique social group. All of my friends are people with a variety of disabilities. We didn't come together as a support group. We came together as friends with similar life experiences who enjoy spending time together. And like all true friends, we support each other. I began organizing fun events with my friends, such as going to the baseball game and country music concerts and so much more. I gained a lot from planning these outings, and it felt so good to help my friends achieve their potential too. I am still planning so many events, including parties to celebrate birthdays, holidays, achievements, and even road trips to the Grand Ole Opry. Planning these events for my friends helped me realize that for my life's work, I wanted to help people with disabilities reach their potential. I also realized sharing my story with the world could help even more people. I can support other students living with learning disabilities by sharing my own experiences through my writing, social media pages, and presentations like this one. I want to do all I can to help them succeed in setting their own goals and reaching their own potential. That is why I offer the following advice. Speak up, speak up for yourself because you are the most important person in your life. It is important to find good people who understand you to be members of your support team. These can be friends, teachers, counselors, or others. When you have questions and need clarification, do not be afraid to ask for what you need. Asking for clarification will help you understand what you are learning. Figuring out your learning style will help you develop good study skills, organizational skills, and time management. Let your teachers, professors, and other people know what you need to be successful. Meet with your professors, counselors, and teachers one-on-one as often as you can. Work on becoming more assertive by asking family and friends to help you. I recently started writing a book about my life story. I'm hoping to get my book published someday soon and do some motivational speaking as well. My hope is that my story will help others with disabilities come to believe that they too can achieve their dreams. I recently made a Facebook page to share my ongoing story. It is called The Girl Who Was Not College Material. I also submitted a proposal for the Learning Disability Association to be a presenter at the 2021 National Conference. If anyone has any questions at this time, I'm happy to answer them for you now.